Hi, this is James Paul White. I'm going to do a video based on my experience with the new to me, Ratta SUPERNOTE A5. I have a remarkable first generation, and I'm going to compare my experience with the SUPERNOTE to the Remarkable 1. I will tell you that this has 32 gigs of storage, where my Remarkable, here, it's in the contain, has only 8. And that was the deal breaker for me. I was not going to buy a Generation 2 Remarkable with only 8 gigs of memory. I've had Generation 1 for 3 months, and I've already used up a gig of storage. So I wasn't going to do it. So rather than do like a normal video like everyone else does, I wanted to show you how I use the tablets and what I use them for. My goal is to be a published author. I would like to transition from being a chaplain to being more of a theologian and a teacher. Right now I'm reading this really cool book called Responsible Grace. It's talking about John Wesley's practical theology. And as you can see, I've highlighted things and underlined things, and starred things. And that's just what I do. I take lots of notes. And then I'm going to take what I highlighted and underlined and put that here. So let's look at what I've done so far. The great thing about the SUPERNOTE is that it responds really well to gestures. It's very easy to switch from page to page. It responds well to your when you touch it. There's no buttons on the bottom. Now granted, the Remarkable 2 has gotten rid of the buttons, and they've gone to more of a gesture-based control, which is a good thing. Give them credit. If you see all of your controls for what type of pen, what your eraser, the thickness of the pen, the 3 different for your highlighter, your back button, and all that. So you can go like that, and bam, it's gone. Now, you go like this, and you have, and all right. You can adjust as far as your settings, as far as who you are, Wi-Fi, syncing it, settings. It'll also tell you your time, and it'll tell you your power. Now, the interesting thing is they've chosen to where you want to see how much power you have left, you have to scroll down. With the Remarkable, it's always on the screen if you want it to be. Now, this is where sets the SUPERNOTE apart from everything else. See the line there? You can barely see it. I'm sorry, my shadow. But you go like this with your hand, and then this menu pops up, which has got recent, document, note, digest, email, calendar. I'll tell you, I need to work on being more organized, and having that calendar there is going to be great for me. So I'm going to switch back to the note, just go like that, and bam, instantly back to what I was doing. So if somebody came up to me and said, hey, we have a meeting tomorrow, I could go like that. I could go to the calendar, I could check the calendar and be like, I don't have anything down here. So go back to the note. And the other thing is, if there's any kind of, like, for some reason, blurriness, or say a little bit of fading from your previous screen, if you want to refresh, all you got to do is that. You just swipe up. So this is something that sets the SUPERNOTE apart from everything else, is these gestures dealing with actually touching the outside of the tablet. The other thing that sets the SUPERNOTE apart is this pen. This pen is fantastic. Now, like I said, I wanted to actually show you how I use the pen myself. So let's gonna scroll through the notes. I like to think I have decent handwriting. Talking about Wesley's quadrilateral, which he actually didn't come up with, it was somebody else. So, I have this quote here on experience. It says that, in other words, the experience of assurance which Wesley proclaimed to be available was a personal matter meant to confirm salvation. So, it's on page 45. So if I use this quote in my book, I want to put down where I got the quote, and that way I can cite my sources. It's always important when you're writing a book or a paper to cite your sources. So, in other words, the experience of assurance. I'm sorry, I can't speed that up. Proclaimed. Hopefully when I get a new computer, I'll be able to get software, editing software and all that jazz. At least I have a microphone. Meant. And I did pick. Alright, see, I messed up. So, I actually didn't plan on that. So, if you use this one, you can pick a section and it's, alright, because the tip is so small, it takes a little bit of effort. That's probably where the remarkable is better. But see how I can get real close to that M without actually touching it? That's pretty cool. So you just have to get used to it. If I use that, what it does is you have a section and you just, in whatever, say, blah, blah. I want to get rid of that, what I just wrote. So I could use this eraser and bam, it's gone. So that's how I use these, is to take notes. I can email stuff to myself. I can convert it to PDF, and I've got the notes. And ultimately, what I do is I take and I save it on this tablet, which is a Lenovo. It's got a 128 gig chip inside of it, and that way I've got all my notes in one place. But this has a 32 gigs of internal storage, and I know it'll have plenty. So if you're an artist, if you are someone who wants to do like shading and stuff like that, the Remarkable is what you want, because it will do all that stuff, and it's got layers and it's got other technology. One more thing I wanted to show you. Somebody had a neat trick. If you take this Lamy pen and you put the Remarkable tip in it, it actually is a much better feel because it's bigger than the Remarkable pen itself. But if you put the plastic tips that come with it, I actually think this is a better writing feel because there's a little bit more resistance, but the pen that comes with it feels better. So basically for me, having the Lamy is like having a backup pen if for some crazy reason I were to lose this one. So anyway, if you want a better video, want to learn more about these kinds of tablets, I highly suggest either Goody Reader or the Morning Coach. JB is the guy on the Morning Coach. He's a super guy. Really, I just love watching his videos. He's very upbeat and just a super guy. And if you're not interested in these at all, this right here is for you. If you rather just stick with paper, these Sharpie pens are fantastic, and I use these at work. So that I know. If you want to go low tech, this is your answer. If you're into high tech and you want to take a lot of notes and you're doing academic work and you're doing things like I'm doing research to write a book, this Ratta SUPERNOTE A5 is amazing. And they do make an A6, which is a little bit smaller, but it's less expensive. So anyway, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and God bless. And please hit like and subscribe.